I thought myself, I'll just do a quick live. Doesn't matter if anybody comes in or not. So what am I doing here? So this is Hobby Boss YouTube, and there's the cockpit that I've done. So it's looking a bit blurred. Here we go. It's definitely looking a bit blurred now, isn't it? Come on. Well, this thing doesn't bloody focus, but there you go. That's it there. So, come on, Marty, look. Troubles of working on a small table, a small desk. Never mind. Anyway, here's not a Blue Peter job one I've done earlier, but this is one I am doing, and I've been asked to show how I do the paint job. So I'm not going to do it on a live, but yeah, I will end up doing it at some point. But yeah, I do pick some odd times of the day to do a live, but then again, can't be helped because I'm here. So I thought, right, I'm not really doing much. I've just got back from getting my stencil positionings for the F3. And yeah, I thought I'd give it a go and see what I can come up with. So I'm not sure how this is happening because live doesn't go landscape; it goes portrait, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway, orientation is locked. Rotate. Fucking arseholes. Hello, Stuart. How are you doing? Bloody hell. What's it like where you live? Is it raining or is it chucking it down with any of that suspected snow? Yeah, the old dragon lady. Well, two dragon ladies. So this one's the normal one. Well, U2R. And that one there's the U2S. Yeah, same here. Chucking it down to get fed up with the rain. But then again, they have forecast snow here. And was it 30 meters of it? Should be interesting if it ever happens. Right, hang on. I'm going to try and get myself sorted here. There's a sanding stick. So, what have I been up to? I haven't made many videos recently, I must admit. And like I say, today, no, it's the Hobbybots kit. Oh, yeah, Trumpeter job. That one. Hobby Boss. Both of them. That one's Hobby Boss. So is this one. Yeah, I just come back from East Grinstead, the old hospital. Hello, someone's shouting F22. They're in a bird buff, aren't you? So that's London slang. For having a laugh. No, it's not an F22, mate. I have got an F22 to do, but it's not in this pile. Not yet. What else was I doing? Oh, there's the Rude Air. Yeah. Anyone else got a set of these? These were Zukimura clippers. Pack it down, still kept the packet. These got them at Telford, or friend did. Friend got them for me at Telford. I'll tell you what, they're only 25 quid, and money well spent there because they're absolutely spot on. They really are. They're quite something. Very sharp. Very on the floor. Right, where has it gone? Here it is. So we're cutting off the rudder, put it on a towel. because they don't move. Everything's solid on this aircraft, and they've actually done it so that when you build the thing, it goes flaps down. So yeah, flaps down. I take it everybody had a good seeing in of the new year. If you can call it that, with what's going on in the world. Just you won't go down that road, but yeah. Here's the Oompa Loompa on news edits, 24 hours a day. Jesus, that's got in there. No need for glue on that one. Bloody hell. A little bit rocky on that toe front though. There's me. What am I doing here? Now you can see what I'm doing. I've got the phone in front of us. I'm looking and I'm thinking, hang on, I'm scratching away. No one can see what I'm doing. But anyway, I've just fitted the rudder onto the tail. And my God, that is a tight old push foot. So here's the old burner can. Strike midnight New Year's Day. Ah, dear. So that's it's not really a burner ring because the U2 doesn't have afterburner, but it's the end of the jet, so it looks reasonably neat and tidy. Just got to be stuck in there, and then it's a matter of just painting the inside of that. I've got my intakes here, so these have to go white, and then there's a fan to go in the back of there. Like I say, I've put the copy in, so he's all in, ready to rock and roll. And then there's the wheel bay front, and then the wheel bay with the wheel on the rear. And I've noticed this is the only one that's got a shock absorber. The front one I haven't got out, but I've got the other one's one. It's here, and when you look at it, there's no shock, so it must be a solid wheel, and it just steers from the front, but shock absorbed from the arse end. Probably because the engine, that's all the way out the back here. Well, here, it's about here somewhere, I think. So yeah, so we got that. So that's that. Just put that together, put it over here. We then got the nose. This is the nose to this one I've just been handling. So that's just a bit of black base coat on it at the moment. Don't paint them black, whatever you do. Black jets, never paint black. To work at Canaveral, got the reissued FX Saturn 5. Waiting for quiz channel. The prize. Nice one. Well done, Stuart, for winning that. I've actually had a look at that space shuttle that Airfix had done, and it's actually pretty damn bloody good because we had one. Well, we've got another one in the shop now, but when we had the first one in, this lad came in and he was looking at the Tamiya one. Albeit, I think the Tamiya one's just slightly bigger, but you only get the shuttle, you don't get all the booster set. Anyway, I turned around to him and said, if you want bang for buck, I'd get the Airfix kit because you get all the booster set in it. I said, from what I've seen on YouTube, it's actually quite a nice looking model, you know. Justin, how you doing? You all right, mate? That's my work colleague. But yeah, no, it's actually quite a nice kit, you know. And I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm going to smash the place up. Oh God! Come out of it. Oh dear. Well, does anyone want to have a guess what that is? Well, we might know what it is, but where's it from? So I don't know whether I can show you on the bottom. Quite quite a big old thing. Let's see what does it say. Turn it up the right way. I don't know, you can't really read it as such. But yeah, there you go, a little bit of a guessing round. Tank round, no, it's not from a tank. It's, let's put it this way, I got it from Mildenhall Air Show, out the back of the plane that fired it. There you go, there's a real big clue now. And you can't play it like a bottle either. Anyway, that was just about to fall on something, so I better put it over here before I go and knock it over. And it actually does physically break something. Tank round, no. Artillery shell, no. From an A10, that's a good guess, but no, it's slightly larger than that, Stuart. I'll tell you what, I'll give the game away, shall I? I'll give you a clue. The bloke's name's Fat Albert. There you go. And I must admit, I went to the air show. There you go. Yeah, but it's not called a Herc, is it? Good guess, Just. Fat Albert. Fat Albert was the name of a Herc, but not the name of a Herc that thing came out of. That one was, yeah. I think it's been used in anger quite a few times, and there's two recently turned up at Mildenhall. Right, here's the armoured version they used in Vietnam. And to give the game, I'll tell you what, Stuart's firstly got it on the nose. So basically, it was out of the AC-130 gunship. So this is the largest round that they carry in the back. What was it, a 50 mil? So Justin, you were 10 mil out. And basically, when I went to Mildenhall, the guys offered us, me and my friend, a look round the Herc, and we got inside it, and they showed us about, and we saw the missions room and right up to the cockpit, and a very interesting aircraft. And we came out of there, and then they said, "Do you want a souvenir each?" So they gave us one of these and said, "Don't worry about it, we'll be opening up the aircraft and giving them away for free the next day." Well, I never went on the Sunday, and then it wasn't until I actually went to buy a second-hand model of said bird in 1/72 scale from a guy up in London. And then, because I only lived literally down the road by about 2-3 miles, I said, "I'll come over and get it." He said, "Yep, okie doke." Got over there, sitting there having a chat. He was a British Midland engineer, and I was a fueler at Heathrow at the time. And he said, it was my sister-in-law went to the air show, and they basically saw it and bought it. And I said, "Oh, did you go?" And he said, "Yeah, I went and had a look at the aircraft." I said, "Did you get one of these shells?" And he said, "No." He said it was locked up all day. So how lucky was I and my friend? Yes, I know there are 4 of them attached from the Mildenhall at the moment. Yeah, that's right, yeah. You lucky bugger. Right place, right time. I think that's all that was. But I'd not long been out of forces at that point, because I have a stupid photo that he took of me on the airfield, and it looks like I've got shit on my teeth by the face I'm pulling. But it was bloody windy and pissing down in rain again, and it was the start of my aviation photography, which is what I was doing at the time. But in the end, when the digital camera came out, I kind of killed it. So that was the end of that. Oh dear, it's got to sound these down. Right, there we go. Well, that's those done. That's that fixed in. That's this done. No, it's not. Got to put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. Anybody else? Any of you use these? Yeah, that's right, Stu. Not what you know, but who you know. So these are the AK markers, yeah. Now they are good, but the only thing I find with them is they lose their sharp tip. Somebody came in the shop the other day and I thought, well, I'm not going to say anything. And he piped up and said, oh, they lose their sharpness, so you can't draw like really thin lines with them. And I thought, yeah, and I'm just trying him out here. No, see, that's the thinnest this thing's going to go. Yeah, but you get them brand new and all right, but then what you can get, which are pretty good, are these ones, but these are gallery metal pens. I kind of got the same sort of tip, only I think that tip's a little bit harder, but you can draw a thinner line with it, albeit you have to rattle these up. They're acrylic as well, which I didn't realise, and I've had them for a little while now, and I've used them on quite a few things, on kits, but yeah, I didn't realise they were acrylic. But there you go. What was I doing next? This fuselage. So yeah. Now, at the old Heathrow control tower. Oh, did you? Lucky enough to spend 2 occasions in the control. All right, yeah. Up the new control tower, yeah, the old goldfish bowl, as I call it, or plant pot, as I referred to it once. Yeah, I got a trip up there. When I used to work there, I used to go all over the place with them. There used to be a guy called Glenn Palmer's. He's retired now, but I used to be around with him a lot. You know, he sort of took me under his wing. He was 6 foot odd, and the old one, the one that I demolished. Christ, I only ever got one looking at, and that was when it was empty. Very sad. That was an iconic building, that was at the time. Oh, it's all right, postman. Yeah, and then we've got to look up the new one. But Glenn used to, hey, Clive, do you fancy going down the runways? Yeah, all right. So I turned around and have to say to me boss, Keith, any chance I can just have me lunch break out here? And yeah, what are you doing? You know, out with the man again. But because Glenn was so tall, I looked like his boy. And only come up to about his kneecaps. It's like a bloody giant. God, I hate these things, these dispensers. Well, what's happening here? 2 seconds. Just going to see what that was. Because he opened the door. All right, dog food, we'll say. Flea powder. Me. Good God, she don't live here. Never even heard of that woman. I don't know what that's all about, but I'll have a look at that later on. Doesn't look that important. It probably is, but never mind. Glenn used to drive us around all over the place. Used to take like photos of the aircraft coming down the runways and stuff, and it was pretty cool at the time. And then I transferred to Gatwick when my first was born, to be nearer home for when the second one was on her way, child days. And the rest is history. Even though I've been up and down the runways at Gatwick, but not as many times as Heathrow. So anyway, more of them pens again. Oh, and another thing, anybody use this? I thought I'd give it a trial. Now, it's like toffee, and I must admit, me personally, I don't like it. It's not as good as this stuff. So that is better than this. This is all right if you just want to put so say you wanted a mask the nose up. So if you put a bit of tape around there and then you wanted to paint all of that to mask it up, because masking one of the two sides, I think it's this side's the worst side, and masking the tip's easy, but masking this isn't. But either one, and you want to do, you could use that blue stuff and it'd be all right, because you could, once it's dry, you could just cut it off and that'd be that. But for masking canopies and stuff, I use this. And, I think, at the end of the day, they turn out all right. I mean, this is what I did with this one. And, yeah, it's all looking pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know how to use that stuff. I used to use, Marscoll. The old Humbrol stuff, but my God, it stunk like piss. Bloody awful stuff. I keep fiddling with his toe. I don't know what else. I think I'm feeling for like dents and marks. There's a couple of marks there, but that looks like a dent to me. But I don't know. Don't know. Give it another sand. See if I can bring it back. It's a bit better. Right. It's hard to find what to talk about when you're on live, because you think to yourself, you can go for 101 subjects. So I've got my intakes here. That's your beginning bits. So I suppose I can lock them off, and let's see if we can poke these on, because without these being on, the chat takes a different turn anyway. Any of you going to any model shows this year? I'll be at what is it? I'll be at the East. Oh Christ! I'll be at the East Anglia model show, the IPMS show, on the 21st of February with said channel. So I'll be there with that. I'm just organising. I've been up to the printers today, and I'm just organising myself a new banner, because still be the same logo, but the last one I had it done by a company I've not heard of before, but they were advertising it being done cheap to get the banner done, and they couldn't do the Eurofighter in the sense, so they've stuck something else that kind of resembles it, but it's more like as someone turned around and said, bloody something out of Thunderbirds. I'll tell you what, Stuart, I'm not far off of that. Although, actually, I did meet someone the other day at work. I can't remember. He was a lot older than me, but still had his wits about him. And we get a lot of old boys in our place, but they don't, they're not that chatty. But this one, no, I know who it was. Oh, I can't say. But I know who it was. Yeah, my God. I thought I could talk for England as well. I think me and your missus, right, would be outdone by this bloke, because he just didn't stop. He didn't stop. But, I've forgotten what I was saying now. See, typical stupid head. I use that masking fluid, mate. It's really good by masking tiny parts and glazes. Yeah, the blue one, the blue one's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just my personal being is I struggle with it. So this one I struggle with. It's like gloop, and it doesn't. It takes a while to run. You got to pick it up on a cocktail stick. As this one here, the Vallejo stuff. You can hear that, and then you undo it, and there it is, sort of thing. Pretty runny. It's the type of stuff that the kids used to dip their finger in and then use it and squidge it and rub it on. Bloody kids. But, yeah, no. Let's rub that off. God almighty. Let's try and get rid of that as well. Yeah, I actually met Phil Flory last year at Telford, I think it was. Never met him before, and I must admit, when I was what was it? When I used to, because I've watched him from in his really early stages, and I used to find him funny because he used to put everything down, degrade everything, say it was crap, rubbish, this, that, and the other. And it was almost like nothing was good. And I thought, oh dear. So, and I used to read the comments, and some of them were getting, quite agitated by him and annoyed, and and like would bite back. And yeah, he was. And then all of a sudden, I don't know where it how, why, where, and when. But suddenly he just changed. And then all of a sudden he was like, got a little bit aggressive with the, saying that everything was rubbish. Can't find the words, but then he started to, cheer up a bit and not put everything down as such. Which weren't a bad thing in his point of view, because then he'd get more stuff to review. But also he was an up-and-coming businessman, weren't he? I don't think he had any children. I know he's been married twice, I think. But yeah, he kind of living down there in Somerset or Yeovil or wherever it is. He lives down that way. So he's quite a way out. But yeah, I actually met him at Telford, and he kind of was actually a really nice bloke compared to what everybody else had sort of said about him. He was actually a really nice chap, said hello and all that. Well, that's funny you should say that, Stuart, because he says in one of his videos, a little while ago now, this was last year, about some children. But I didn't think he had any. You never see them. You never, they're not in any of his. He doesn't say hello to any of them, or he's never promoted that he's had any. I mean, with me. Well, can't be asked really, because they're always running up and down behind my back. But and dad, tug on a t-shirt. Can I have this? Can I have that? So it's a bit difficult for me not to to disguise the fact that I've got children. Plus, I've got 5 of the bloody things. So yeah, but all right. He remembers me each time he sees us. Yeah, like I say, that was the first time ever meeting him, and you kind of, I don't know, it's like TV, isn't it? YouTube is like TV, so basically, it portrays a picture of someone. It doesn't always come across, because in their private life they're a totally different person. Because I mean, I've met some famous people in my time. And when I've gone to their house, they're totally different from what they are on the TV. And you think to yourself, Jekyll and Hyde, can't mention any names, but there was one chap who was, he was on TV for a fair amount of time, and I thought to myself, yeah, he's really funny. He was good with the children on his TV program. But when I went round to his house, because I was the delivery driver, he was a fucking arsehole. I mean, a real freaking Donald Trump type arsehole. You know, this is me, this is who I am, you're going to do as I say, not as I do, all that old bollocks. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, you know, look at you fucking twat. And yeah, hence I never bothered with that one again after that. But it just goes to show you. But I mean, with Phil, I mean, you see him on the thing there, and he's got nothing that says he's of a bad persona at all. And then when you finally meet the guy, you think, do you know what? He's exactly the same as he is on the YouTube channel. Bloody blinding. Yeah, so I had my photograph taken with him, and that was that. And who was the other one I met while I was there? Gary from Gary's Stuff. But he comes from some of my old treading ground over at Harrow when I was living over that way. Used to go fishing over some of the rivers over there. And yeah, he's quite a nice bloke. A bit shy. I must admit, he comes across as being a bit shy, but still a nice bloke, you know, all the same. Not a lot's up. Mr. Al, how you doing? But yeah, no, it's funny how, and it's like some people I've noticed that, you know, they're not. So you've got to be careful what you say, haven't you? But some people I have noticed in this modelling community to do with YouTube and all that, it's like you work for a certain person or you do something for a certain person, you get certain people on your sort of curriculum, and then the fame goes to the head. And you think, right, why are you being like that? You know, why are you, you know, telling other people you've only met for 5 minutes about certain things about others? And yeah, I don't like that kind of thing either. Yeah, it's not that's not good sportsmanship, that, to you know, throw darts in other people's. Well, we're going off the gender here, but yeah, you know, if you know what I mean. You know, there was a couple of awkward moments that I kind of had to deal with at one of the model shows, and yeah, I didn't like being where I was, all down to somebody being quite well known on YouTube. It kind of, you know, sort of made me feel a bit uncomfortable because they were talking about somebody who was actually at the show and actually passed us while he was talking about him. And I thought, gee, I really didn't want to be there at that particular time because, you know, he wasn't saying nothing, you know, nasty, like, you know, your family's a load of jerks or whatever, nothing like that. But it was just about the actual person themselves. And, yeah, anyway, that'd be that. Nice one, Just. Oh dear, I've got these bloody these reading glasses on. I'm having trouble seeing all this on here. Hang on, let me put these binoculars on. Now, I should be able to see a lot better. I've got to have my eyes tested. That's another bloody thing as well. Eye tests. Okay, now. Oh, here we go. I can see it all now. Ah. Neil's been to Alex's shop from Man's Modern Moments and found him very chatty. Who, Alex or Neil? Alex, I've seen. I saw him at Telford, But half the time, sort of, because I was there with two people that have never been there before, I was like trying to keep up with. I was trying to sort myself out here. I was trying to keep up with the guys that were first timers. So yeah, it was kind of one of them sort of moments. I'm just wondering now, should I bother? Yeah. And these are another type of pen. I got given this, so Posca pen. So you basically shake it, see what these come out like. Shake it, and then you take this cap off. You give it a couple of pumps, 3, 4, that'll do. Take the end off, and it's all soaking wet. And then I don't normally paint these intakes with this kind of thing because this is like bloody emulsion, this stuff. And I wouldn't have said it was brilliant, so I'll get another couple of pumps. Oh shit, that's going all over the place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does come out white, but bollocks. But you can't get right in there anyway. So yeah, there you go, and then just do that. Yeah, it's not the best of best, but I don't think I should have pumped it 8 times. I'll do it there. Good thing about this is it's acrylic, so you can wash it. And that way it gets rid of all the bubbles. So yeah, bugger me, look. I'm on what? It's gone everywhere. Live and learn. No. Well, I won't be using that. I'll do it with my airbrush. Look, it's gone all over splattered all over the kit. Lucky enough, like I say, it is what it is, acrylic, but it's gone over it. Pain in the arse. But there we are. Put those there. Put that there, rather. Oh boy. Seems to be knocking the other one. I'll say that pen's good for touch-ups. Just make sure it fits together nicely. Yeah, no, that's okay. No, that'll do. I'm not going to do that again. That was a bit of a bad move. Live and learn. Live and learn. Look at the mess. Bloody mess of... That's had it. Where's the other one? Here we are. New tissue, bit of tissue. And then kid sweets. Brilliant. Quick with the old water. I use it for decals, not for this, but I'm using it for this to clean that mess up. But that's it, to see where it's been, where it's gone. Yeah, kid sweets. They got what they call bloody liquor things or something, I don't know. And you got a bottle with a label around it, and this is full of that sugary, sweet, liquid material. And yeah, once they finish with it, I wash the bottle out. And yeah, you've got like a bottle you can spray. You can use it like for when you're sanding stuff. So we'll give it a go here. Look. So there's a bit of this on here to reduce the dust on the thing. And you just Look at that. Right. There you go. Superb. And now I need another bit of tissue to wipe it off. This old blue roll. Lucky enough, my missus gets hold of it for us. So, yeah, it's not bad stuff. And there you are. Nice finished edge. Just got to do that with the other 3 bits. Like I say, then it only glues together when I've done this and that. Looks like there's bubbles there. It's another good thing. So you get cotton bud, put it on the squirty bit, put that down, yeah, and just wash it off. Look, where it looks like there's bubbles, and you just go around the thing there like that. See, ah, shit. Look at it. Oh. Hold on, if I was holding that there, where did that come from then? Oh, there. So I just got on my forefinger. Oh, getting in a right mess with that. Right, put that over there. That'll bloody dry. Oh, there's a bit of a squirt on my fingers, get all that white paint off. Ooh, so what models are you making at the moment? Anybody making anything, you know, interesting? You got what are you making? What you're making? Let's have a look. Can I turn this thing around? I'll put it that way. Yeah, but, oh dear, you can only see the top of my head. Have that, there we are. Take these off. Oh my God, I look like something out of a science museum with them on. Science lab, rather. That's it. Put him over there, have a bit of a rest from it. Need a cup of tea, really. Oh, beard's getting a bit out of control. Bits hanging down like the Swinging Gardens of Babylon now. Yeah, what we got here? So, what can I show you? Let's have a go, see if I can try and show you this. So this is, like I say, that U2. Not exactly big, is it? Still got the canopy to, well, finish off. Slightly a bit more tinning going on. The front end around that bit. I've left the light clear on the back. Because I think on the ones that are on there, they glow red. But I've not seen the glass coloured red, but if it is, I will colour it. But at the moment, I'm just leaving it clear. So yeah, it's a nice kit. It's big, but it's nice. So I've got that done. I've got Teddy's Tornado to finish off. The decals came through day before. Was it Saturday? Saturday they came through, so I've still got these to finish off. I've just been up the shop to get this printed off for the where to put stuff. So I've got a stencil set, but it's where do they go? And I thought, well, I'll have it printed off an A3 size, simply because I can actually bloody see it than the tiny, tiny size they were using. Yeah, and these people did my squadron, but, well, I'm saying my squadron. The one I was doing on ZF3, 25 squadron, but it was an anniversary jets. So I got them. Well, so there was this one. So this was Great Hall Hobbies F15. So I actually put the wheels on it last night. What's that? Oh, it's that weight round there. I put the wheels on it last night and let it settle because they've all got flat bottom apart from the nose because it's got a slight flat bottom to it. So that's ready for decals now. And earlier on you might have seen that I picked up the sniper pod to it. So I've got that done. What is it? Tony's thing. And I think that is it. I think that's it. Brighton City Council. Oh, I know what this is. This is my missus and my daughter. So if they go to Great Ormond Street, yeah, I knew it was, because I don't go to Brighton. And it's a parking ticket. And they forgot to pay it. Because my daughter said to Mrs. "Oh, go down here, be all right, parking down there." No. But because it's in my name, I'm the one that's going to get stung for it. I'm going to leave it for her. There you go, love. Nice little wager. Holy hell. So, yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes, that is a point. I found that the other day. So there was a piece of the canopy went missing on the back there. So it looks like it's got a tooth out. And, yeah, I couldn't believe it. There it was. And the other one's not too healthy, but better than... And I thought, oh, bloody hell, do you know what? I'm going to have to sort that out as well. So yeah, there's a few things, and then and then I'll put this one back and I'll show you the other thing I did that I went out to get the things for. So so this is the other thing. So this is the Tornado F3, so I can now crack on with this and get her done. Get some transfers on it. I've got the new transfers to go on it from the guy that printed them off. So yeah, all good. Only thing is, she lost a little aerial. It's one on top but not on the bottom. Bugger is what the words are. So yeah, I'll have to try and see if I can find another one of them, which I'm sure won't be too hard. Yeah, and I've got all the decal stencils for the missiles for this as well. The only thing I haven't got was the the AIM-9s I haven't got for the wings. There are some ASRAMs in the making. I suppose it would be nice to put a mix, 2 of each on. Whether it happened like that, I don't know. But yeah, it'd be nice to. So then you can show off both sorts of weapons, and then when somebody comes to do their one, they could just bung on exactly what they want, which is either forward one or forward the other, and away you go. So yeah, but yeah, that took some doing. Even then, I'm kind of chuffed with the arrestor hook, but it's a bit of a lump. But I don't know whether it's the right shape. And the ECU, well, the RWR on the tail is like a teardrop shape, and it should be just a long cylindrical shape. I think somebody is working on one of those of the 32, but I'm going to have to dig mine out of said Italieri 32 kit and go from there. But aside all of that, she is basically up to the mark. So yeah, it should be finished. So I'm trying to aim to get her done this for the show in February. So then I've got this sat on my table because it's all on my channel. So yeah, so I should have some new stuff, and one other one that I haven't got anywhere near finished yet, but it's, well, I think the next time I take it to a show will be when it's finished. It'll be the A400M. It's a RAF one, but I converted the prototype into the production type. Because there are some differences on it. I can get that one down, show you. So this one, it's a bit dusty. So there she is. Canopy's not glued on this. And this one did go for a bit of a burn a few times, so I've had to repair it all across the shoulders here. She had a bust, and I think it was, yeah, because it's still visible. There's a crack on the tail, although it's all sealed up and glued. It's just got to be sanded down and, yeah, resprayed as such. But no, you have to, with this, let me just give you that dust is bloody awful. And there's spiders poo on it. Well, would you, Adam? Spiders obviously liked it. Bit of a big old climbing frame for them. So, yeah, so on its last ditch landing, the tip snapped off of the tail fin, easy repair. A bit came out, a little chunk came out of there, that. There. Should be easy to repair. And then what it is on the underside, you've got all these lumps and bumps. So on the other ring, there's this lump here. And it should be exactly the same, and there is, on here. I think it goes. They show you it in the plans, but it doesn't actually give it out on here. And I think it took another, there's like a little ventral fin there. So there's one there, but there's not one there. So I'm going to make a new one of them as well, which will be a pain in the arse. All the props are painted. I've just got to make sure that they're all, it's a bit naughty, that they're all good to go. I'll strobe in it. That's a landing light. But yeah, it's a bit dark in here. Only got the one little light on. Yeah, she's one big ship. And then the other thing as well is on the fuselage here. So on the kit, they have like a reinforcing patch with lines going through it, and a line, and so it's in like, so it's in two bits, but the line's strapped on top, maybe it was in four. Shave all that off, and then just put one big solid piece in there, on that bit there, rather than it being what the kit supplies with. You could just sign the lines up, but then you have to fill the holes in. Where is that spider? That dirty shithead. There's put shit dots all over the... So, yeah, and then the undercarriage. So I've done the undercarriage, but I've just got to fix it in. So I've just got to paint it and fix it in. I've made it all up. But I've had to strengthen some of it because it was a bit of a mare. It seemed a bit weak. And then it's odd there because you get where it's broken, you get like a scar line going across there, and you can't feel it, but you can see it. But I thought, you know what, I've done so much to this. Even down the back, there's like a little groove, and you think, oh really? Come on. But again, one of them things really. So yeah, but other than that, she is a big old boat, and yeah, when it comes down with all that weight in the nose, it does land hard. But unfortunately, when that one came down, she didn't quite make it to the floor. She got stopped, wedged down here in between the little bit of furniture. So yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and that is about it for the moment. I've got what is it? What have I got here? So this might be the next one because I've messaged a chap, his name's Matthew, to do with the Mark 14 conversion. I've just asked him when the next set's out and when he can let us know. I've looked at his website, but the website's still down. So I assume he's working on getting it all back up at some point. But, you know, sometimes a text is quicker than you can look, do you know what I mean? Because you do forget and you do move on. Which is why I asked him if he could text us. Just in case he watches any of these videos. But this is a live, so it's not like a normal video sort of thing. Yeah, it's one of them things at the moment. It's all sort of like on hold, so I can't do that. The Sea Hawk, I still haven't found the body to the helicopter. I've made it, but I ain't got a clue where it is, so I can't finish that. The Messerschmitt 109 that Airfix did, yeah, I've got one. It's still over there, still in its box, along with the Huey, which was the Venom that Academy did. That's still in its box, untouched. Little Bird, I started to look in the box, glued a couple of bits, but nothing really that great. And then I've got the Uma Harrier, the Aviation, which is pretty good, pretty damn good. And then I've got both the Wedge Tail and the Poseidon from Academy in 144th, and they're up there. They've all been painted, so decal time for a lot of things, including Tony's Tornado, which is up there, and a bit of a surprise, which is down here, which I said to him that I've done for him. Fucking hell. So I've done for him, bloody hell. That's lucky. Yeah, so there we are. Ryan, what is your most favourite? What, as in aeroplane, type of aeroplane, or what is my favourite model kit? Favourite aeroplane? Plane, right. We'll go with that one. What is my favourite plane? Right, so if it was World War II era, and you're talking fighters, it is the Spitfire, and it'd probably be the Mark 9 because they're only up the road at Biggin Hill, and see them quite a lot. And it was the one that was in the, well, it was actually, I don't know whether it was Ray Hanna that flew it. I think it was the guy before him that flew it, but it was ZDB MH434, which is in the film, was it A Bridge Too Far? When they use the Spitfire as a reconnaissance module, and he spots takes a photograph of all the tanks, but he flies over the little lad. That's World War II fighter, World War II bomber. I think would have to be, I don't know really, Halifax, I suppose. Lancaster's nice. Halifax did more damage. But all-rounder, if it's just military and it's an all-round what's your favourite plane, it's a very difficult one because the Buccaneer sits very high on the list, and the Tornado was its takeover, and I'd like both of them. It would have to be the Buccaneer out the two. Just because it used to go down the runway and he just used to fold the gear away, and that was its takeoff. No, it's not a difficult question. It is a good question because obviously, you know, I mean, I started off with Jag. Don't forget, Jag's a lovely plane, but it just really didn't do much for us. But the Buccaneer was quite something. I mean, when I used to chat to some of the pilots that used to fly them when I was working at Heathrow, I used to get quite a few of them over there working for British Airways, and yeah, they were very interesting, and they knew how to take a jumbo off. Especially one at one time. I finished work at 1 o'clock, and he was the last jet I filled, and he said, "Go to the end of the runway." He said, "And I'll give you a good flyby." And that was it. So I thought, right, okay. Had no idea what he was going to do. Yeah, they were on Art Royal. Yeah, you're right there. I'll come to you in a minute, Dave. Hang on, I'll just finish off this bit. So, basically, I went to the end of the runway at Hatton Cross, and I stood there, and I saw him coming down the runway, and yeah, he lifted off, and he kept it pretty low. And when you've been to Hatton Cross, the tube station, if you stand on the other side of the A30 dual carriageway, as they take off, they slightly turn and then they bend round and they go past you. Not this time. He come off low. He probably was about 500 feet, I'd say. And he let this thing have it round the corner. Big, steep, low burn. And I was looking there at him, and I was the only one there. There was nobody else there because it was a midweek project. And as he went round, he dipped the wing back and dipped it back like that. So that was him waving to me. So he did actually see me. And I saw him some weeks later, and I caught up with him there. And he said, "Did you enjoy it?" And I thought, yeah, that was a heck of a takeoff. You know, Buccaneer pilot for you. So, yeah, it was quite something else. What colours techniques do you use for military jet exhaust? Something I struggle with. Yeah, lock ties, yeah. So, what do I use? So, basically, where's the jet can? Here he is. So, have I got anything that I had here that was in the making? No, I haven't. Right. When I do my next video, I've been asked by my very good friend in the Netherlands, John. How do, sir? He wants me to do all the paint job on the next U2, so I'll show you how I'll do it using the jet can. But basically, what I do is, depending on what the jet is, I will basically paint it black. So I'll use, where is the damn stuff? Here it is. So I'll use this. That will be your base coat. So that puts it into that colour, right? Then, for this particular jet, I will then spray AK gunmetal, right? And then I'll go over the top of that with a light coating of jet exhaust. As a matter of fact, because I can take these out. So, right, this is one thing that kind of gets everybody looking. So if you do an F-15, So it's a cat. So if you're doing F-15, the one thing they look at is cockpit, because of all the screens in the cockpit and the jet cans. Now, not sure how I'm going to do this, but so there you go. I did have it in focus. So if you look at that, oh, come on. It's not doing it, is it? It's basically... There you go. So it's basically the inside of that jet can. I can't see right down it because it's not going to allow me. Oh, bloody thing's gone off on Zoom again. But basically what that was, so this was like aluminium. So that would be so this isn't aluminium, but that's superfine silver. So you use matte aluminium in that range, or the aluminium in that range. That goes around the ring at the bottom. The actual jet can itself is sprayed jet exhaust. So that gives you your dark colour on there. The inside I did primary gloss white, because the inside of these things are all enamel. Now, what happens then is they do go a funny sort of hazelnutty brown colour. So you can do one or two things. You can either use like a buff or like a light sand colour to airbrush around the edge. These are all split up, so I'll paint them separate before I stick them all together. And you could do that, and then you can highlight the white using either strips of tape and masking the areas off and then respraying it white, or with the different browns you can use these. So G and H, easy enough to get hold of. You can put them on the afterburner as well. So like when you get like F-16s and F-15s and you got the dark afterburner, you can also, when I've looked down some of their pipes beforehand when I've been around them, you can see something that looks like fuel staining, so where it gets on hot metals and it just kind of burns, and then it comes out and it looks a bit sort of kind of like that chestnutty colour. So it looks a bit like that. What you're going to use for the black in there is not one of them. Where is it? So something like this. I don't know what you do with these. It's something to do with your eyes. Well, not your eyes, but your missus's eyes. So she'll have this pen, and what you do is you put it on, and then you draw back over with a cotton bud. So you would put your black on, and you would put the cotton bud in, put it down, and then draw it back like that. Yeah, and then that gives you something that goes like that. Yeah, which is what it is in the real jet. You can either leave, so like I've done one white and one kind of chestnut. So this one was maybe a replacement, and this one's like the old one, and it's still, there you go, still chuffed on the inside, still dirty. Both the same on the outside. The blue tinge, you can use clear blue paint. Not only that, again, you can use Tamiya weathering, and there's a metallic blue there, and you can just lightly go around it with that, which is what I have done on one of them. The Tamiya paints, the hardest one to get, believe it or not, is that one. Letter F. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this, but this is the hardest one to lay your hands on. But I've got all of them. I've had all of them for, well, bloody hell, a long time now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. They only go up to H. Whether they're going to be doing any more, I don't know. But at the time when I started to get them, they were doing pens. So you had like a snow pen, a mud pen. There was a few other pens. I've not seen them for sale. Well, actually, I tell a lie. There was a pen in our shop at Modelworks. I don't know what it is because I don't touch them anymore. I only use M powders, or I use, what I've got here as such. So you're looking at a jet exhaust, gunmetal, silver, a white, kind of like a buff or a tan, very light tan or a very light buff. With this one's jet, it was slightly different because there's no afterburner in there. So basically all that was, like you see, it's like kind of a mirror shine. So basically all that was I think that was just gunmetal, and that's it. And it just went in there like that. And then the only thing you can do there just to take the eye off the shine is what you used to see in a lot of them is you thin down some of this, so it's not too thin, and then just with the airbrush. So where you got it like that, you just like that, blow it down the pipe, and what it does, it gives you that kind of a matted effect. So where it's gone hot, where it's gone cold, and then it just flattens it off. It's a lot easier for me to show you how to do it. It's to tell you, so I'm hopefully doing my best here and on keeping to how you do it. But jet cans can be a bit daunting. So for basic colours, gunmetal, jet exhaust by AK. If not, steel and dark iron by Mr. Colour, and that will cure that problem there on the top if you're doing an F15. Pretty much if you're doing pretty much most jets along cross board, they're the colours, dark iron and steel, or jet exhaust and gunmetal. Then when it comes to the rainbows, so like when you get like discoloration in the, like with the Tornado, it's like in the reverse thruster buckets. So in order to do that, you'd use these. These are called clear colours. So you clear blue and clear purple, and I'll get said model. So most people build 48, so I use this as a good demo kit. So as you can see here on the Tornado, oh God, where are we? So there, like that. So what we've got there is there's a slight purple hue, and there's no pattern to it, because when you burn metal, and there's no you might have 300 pieces of metal all the same shape. They'll all burn different, every single one. You won't get the same pattern on any one of them. So there's no routine as to where you put your discoloration. So you'd use purple and then blue in the centre. So a lot of people go with red, especially on motorbikes. They use a red, a purple, and then a blue. Too much. Purple and blue is enough. That's all you need for like an exhaust burn mark. And then for things like this, the yellowy discolouring streaks for the hydraulics fluid, I use oil paints. So like you go down to the works and just buy a pallet of oil paints in the tiny little tubes. That's all you need. It'll last you forever because you don't use very much. You use a tiny bit and just put a spot on, and then you just drag it up with a cotton bud. Yeah, and then you can use a paintbrush, very like a Tamiya paintbrush, to go over with a bit of terps, and then you just wash it out a little bit. Or you can use a rag. All the sooting on the tail planes, that's all done using the pads. The black is, what was it on this one? I think that was the dark iron. So it's quite, but on the F3 they are quite black. So I would have added some black to it anyway, just to blacken it off. Yeah, like I say, your heat shirt, your buckets are quite shiny on it. Freeze. I don't know why. On the GR1s, they're like a bit dirty. So you can, with them, you can use, what's the other colour? Burn jet exhaust, I think it's called in the AK. It is, because it's kind of it's got a hint of gold in it, but it's not too much, so it doesn't overpower what you're trying to do. And then, like I say, if you use an airbrush, just this bit on the end, kind of stuck on, but take that off. So you've taken that piece off, and you just use it with the needle, yeah. If I put it there, you can see the needle go back and forwards. Thin your paint real down, real thin, so say about 85 thinners, 15 with the paint. Have a go on a piece of paper or something first. I use my desk, and then see how thin it comes out. And then what you do is you can go pretty close, because this is not going to affect, and then you just slowly bring it on until you start to see the colour come into it. And then once you see that, that's it, stop, don't do any more, because otherwise you could overkill it. And then, that really is the make and break of it then. But we were supposed to have an airbrush display down at Model Works not that long ago. Apparently it didn't happen, but you never know. Yours truly might do one day. I'm not really good at that, but yeah. So, Dave, I hope that's helped you. Oh yeah, it says really helpful. Thanks, Clive. Vietnam Aviation. How you doing, fella? Not the alphabet. Looks like I'm sitting in a sheet of fog. No worries, Dave. Glad to be of help. I will put it in future videos as well, because I have got the big Italieri 32 Tornado GR1 to do, which will be my second jet in Desert Storm. Oh my good God. Jiggy. The answer to that is yes. Nick Frost. Oh dear. Do you know, I was only talking to someone the other day. Who was it? It was Steve Lebo. And he said, yeah, like Nick Frost. So I said, yeah. So I sent him. No, don't worry. I'll take it as a compliment. Because it's funny, because in the film Paul, he was called Clive. And I weren't the stand-in. But yeah, Clive Gollins, wasn't it, in the film Paul? No worries, mate. No, I'll take it as a compliment. I'm not offended by anything like that, because I just find it funny. But because someone the other day said I sounded like Jason Statham. I thought, Jason Statham? Good God. I thought, I don't think I sound like him, do I? Anyway, I said to Steve, yeah, they said I sound like Jason Statham, but I look like Neil Frost. And he says, well, I don't know. You do a bit if you don't look at you. And I thought, no, I can't ever picture myself like that. But anyway, it was nice to know. So, says hi. Yeah, like I say, Dave, so I will, go out hellbound and make sure I definitely do. So I've got to do a video on that other YouTube, which is it's just a black jet, so that won't have much in the way of thing. But when I get onto that Tornado and looking at that'll probably be about the best one, really. Yeah, keeping well, Jig. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, I hope you are too. Yeah, no, good. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody who's on here. All 15 of you. I don't know who you all are, but Happy New Year to you. I know you all had a good one. And you're living the dream. Living the dream. Yeah. Yeah, but Dave, going back, yeah, I'll definitely put the Tornado up there, because that's going to be a good one to show, because of all the metals in the back of the jet where the burner is. So it's like kind of blacky silver, and then on the burner ring itself, it was actually looked like a green, like a green tinge. Don't you start, Justin. Yeah, leave it till Saturday. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it was him that I was talking to about. I'm sure it was. Didn't we have that conversation 2 weeks ago about me looking like someone? I don't know. I can't remember now. But yeah, yeah. Okay, Dave. No worries. But if you get stuck, then just give us a shout, bud. I'm on what's it all the social media. Well, I'm not on. I am on TikTok, but I tend not to look at that too much because of all what's going on in America. It seems to be ploughed with that stuff. So I'm sort of, on Facebook, I'm on there, Instagram, so I'm on there, and YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure whether I don't know, but I've gone trawling through my videos. I've started to put them into playlists now, so it makes life easier for you lot to have a bit of a butcher's at, and for me to tell, like customers in the shop and stuff, where to go. Can't remember whether I did one on spraying up jets and burners. If I did, if I did, can't remember which one it is. But either way, because the world's evolved, everything on YouTube gets left behind. What's in the past is in the past. So looking forward to the future, yeah, what's going to come is that jet. It's only sat over there, so I've got a feeling it'll be next on the agenda, and the Mark 14 spit will have to wait. But there was no engine in the Mark 14, so yeah, it was pointless. Although I think, was this it? I did actually make the Merlin. Oh yeah, here it is, here. Funny that, anyhow, box to hand. So, yeah, I made the Merlin out of the box. So that's her there. That's a 1/24 scale Rolls Royce Merlin. So I did that, and I also, but there's not a lot of heat on this. It's only exhaust. And then I did the bracings that it all sits in, wants to sit in, should sit in. Oh, here we go. So that's that there. Then the propeller hub. So that's there, and I did get the exhausts in 3D print. That's there. Nope. Pretty sure it was same. But anyway, that's that. So that's that little thing that's been done. Also the firewall, but I don't think I'll be using any of this because this is all for the Mark 8. And like I say, it's the Mark 14 that I was going to be modelling, but I've got a feeling the reason... No, it can't be. It can't be. No, I'm never going to go down that road, because that can't be the reason why. I was going to say, because I know Jamie Hagee, Jamie Hagee, Haggis as I know him, he's already got the set, so he can start his at any time, and his was supposed to be around about sort of now starting it, the conversion set, but everyone does it different. He's not going to build his one the same as I'm going to build my one, and I won't build my one the same as probably some of you are going to build your one if you ever do that kind of thing. But we all model different, and all it is I think of myself as a kind of a guide. So where you'll get some modelers are probably make kind of keep a few things to themselves. I don't want to tell everybody everything. As for me, I think, well, no, hang on. We all like this up. We all want to enjoy this. We all want to make a model that we can sit there and go, wow, look at that. I did good there. And although it took me this amount of time, look what I've ended up with. And that's where I'm sort of thinking, you know, if I've got the answers to your problems and I'll put them on video, because sometimes I'm not that good at explaining things because of my autism, then that's what makes me happy. When I hear people come in the shop and they say, "Do you know what, bro? I saw your on the oh mate, if I hadn't seen that, no one else has done it like that." And I think to myself, well, there you go. There you go. Happy customer. Happy chappy. He's made a model. He's pleased with it. There you go. Simple, simple, simple. And that is exactly where, you know, I want to be. Which is why I don't charge anything like the others do. You know, some people turn around and say, "Oh, I've had to go into it now." Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. I mean, YouTube is YouTube, but it's just your governing platform to post your work on. You know, but there you go. But then people want to, you know, chuck them some dust, and so be it. But I don't charge anything because I think to myself, you don't get much for free this day and age. You have to buy your internet to get online to see things like this. So why charge more? Can't see the point. So that's why I'm free. And I can't do that John Inman either. I'm free, as we used to say. Bloody hell. Oh, we ain't going down that road. Neil Frost, John Inman. Oh, dear. I actually saw a bloke the other day that looked like John McCrick. Do you ever remember him? Old Fingers and Thumbs at the racecourse. I never understand what the bloody hell that all meant myself, but, you know, he was there he was in his bloody, that, you know, the old cravat there and his old man's overcoat. But I thought, when I first looked at him, I thought, geez, that's John McCrick. And I thought, no, because he's I'm sure he died. I'm bloody sure he died. And he did, because I think his wife went before him, because I remember when he was on Big Brother or something, I think it was, and there was a bit of an uproar to do with him calling his wife, we referred to her as Booby. And you think, yeah, right, what? Yeah. Steptoe Box Hair and Son. Brilliant. Oh, mate. Steptoe and Son. My God. They were an act, weren't they? All them years ago. Steptoe and Son. In that yard up in London. God. Yeah. Who was it I saw? Well, it wasn't I saw her saying. I noticed that Lauren and Hardy kept coming on what was it, on the screen, on the phone, on some of the social medias at one time. Now, they were pretty good, Lauren and Hardy. And then who was the other ones? Was it Three Stooges? They were pretty good. But there was one that was there. I can't think of his name now. No, I can't think of his name. He was bloody funny because he was like a stand-up comic, but at the same time he was an actor. Only Fools and Horses. Oh dear, when he went through the bar. And what was it? When he went to France on the trawler. And old Uncle Albert. As a matter of fact, that was what Uncle Albert's name was in real life was Abbott and Costello. They were funny and all. Buster Merrifield, wasn't it? Well, I don't know whether that's him there, but I've got a cat, right? Buster, is that you? Oh, I pick him up. He's bloody massive, but he's got this massive fluff around his head, and when we went to name him, I said, "I'm going to call him Buster because he looks like Buster Merrifield." Of course, little did we know, he just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's him on the table, just the other side of this wall. And anyway, see, I don't want to disturb him, but yeah, look, boy. He does like a bit of paperwork. He weighs a ton. Yeah, look, become YouTube famous, son. He weighs a ton, but this is Buster. Oh, and then not only that, he's like a snake. There's Buster. Meet the people. There's only 6 of you that are going to see him, so. But there he is. The old ginger cat Buster. Named after Buster Merrifield. Isn't that right, boy? But yeah, no, Only Fools and Horses called out some moments in there. I think it was when, what was it? They had the bloopers to Only Fools and Horses, and the one thing that sticks out was when they had the chandelier and they were saying, you know, don't laugh to Rodney. And David Jason was, you could see his shoulders going because he had his back to the camera. And it was just like, one hit. He's a bit like a lion, isn't he? Although his sister, she's a lot smaller and she's got a bit more of a mane round her neck than he has. But, I mean, he's quite heavy. Ain't your son, eh? Quite heavy. Look at him. That's all he does. Sleep. Sleep, get up, annoy his brothers and sisters and his mum. He really pisses her off. And then he goes back to bed again. Isn't that right, mate? And he's intrigued by the little birds in the nest out the back there. Although I said you'll never get them because if they don't fall out the nest. If anyone did, they'd be over in next door's garden because of their flight. But yeah, he sits there watching them and the pigeons. But he's oh, yeah, who's he heard now? Who is it? Who is it? Oh Christ! I just thought about that. Right, hang on, mate. Hang on. I've got that. Hang on. I'll put him back there because I just thought we've got my eldest. Her teachers are coming round because she's got a major operation because she's got a stoma. So we've got the school teacher coming around to the farewell people to see how she's doing because obviously she's got to go have this major op, which is only just round the corner. Although she's supposed to be at hospital tomorrow, I think, for a checkup. But they've said that the last time they went, it was a complete cock-up and it was a waste of time on going. So we're waiting on the thumbs up from that. If not, it'll be next week or the week afterwards. But yeah, so they're just coming around to see how she's doing. So yeah, I better go. Anyway, it's been smashing having all of you on there. I will mention all 15 of you because it went up to 15. It is an odd time of the day. I must admit, maybe I should think about doing these sort of maybe a bit later in the evening, after tea time or something. But normally this house here is so chaotic with all of the screaming and shouting going on, especially one of them. So yeah, that's why I tend to do it during the day, but not very many people are about. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all your chats and yes, good afternoon to you, Dave, mate, and Stuart, rather. Thanks very much. I'm sure it will go well. Dutch Dave, lovely to see you, mate. Happy New Year to you all once again. Stay safe, stay well, and keep it up, the modelling, and I'll do my best for you at all times. So, yeah, Justin, he can't talk. I'll see you Saturday. Anyway, have a blinding afternoon, people, and a great rest of the week. If I do get any more videos out, they'll be out, as in they'll go on the normal, wherever it is on YouTube. So, like I say, I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just trying to straighten my head out at my desk. And, yeah, and I'll see you all again soon, even if it is on another live. So, anyway, thank you very much, and best of luck to all of you, and see you in the next one. Teddy bye.